Hey y'all, it is Aaron McGrew here. Welcome! We are in a totally different environment. This is new for me. I just figured out how to screen record. Thank you, Google. Thank you, YouTube. And thank you for all the users who designed and uploaded such things. Okay, let's get right into this. Um, I'm gonna walk you guys through how I study, like some of my favorite sites and such. So this is number one right here. Focus on the screen. Oh wow, I need to learn how to do all this. Blueletterbible.org, or you can just do blb.org. It's easier to remember. They have an app as well. I prefer the desktop. Navigation. We are going to, well, like it is here, verse, word, or topic. What would you like to do? I'm gonna show you something cool. So let's do this train up a child in the way he should go. So I did a word search here. I'm going to click on this. It brings up all of Proverbs 22, top to bottom, da 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 da. Here, let me X this out. Okay. You could also go up here. You can click to change your version. Now, personally, like whenever I want to figure out the meaning of a verse and I want to know the context, but I don't feel like I don't know if it's just me, but when I'm reading the King James version, like that English, that archaic English is hard for me to register like quickly. Like I have to be looking up all these words, and if I just want like a context just because I want one verse, I love me some NLT because it's just so quick and easy so I can get the gist of what's going on here. And well, personally, I know enough about the Bible to know like the general gist of what's going on because I've done years of studies. Whew. And like it just I need that reminder. So, and then I will go to my verse in the KJV. Now, like I have told you guys, I've been studying the Hebrew language and I'm working on the Greek now. But here to look at this, I love the site because you can go click on this right here, Strong's, and it'll give you the Strong's numbers and it'll take you to what the original language said, or what the word of the original language. So if you zoom in here, so train up, we're gonna look at that. It's H2596. That H, the first letter, that means Hebrew. Now, if you were in the New Testament, it'll say a G and then the number, which would mean Greek. So here, let us. Now, I'm actually gonna click on Tools here because that opens up like an abbreviated version of everything they got. You got your interlinear. This will show you the Masoretic text here. Now in Hebrew, you read right to left. You got a Bibles app. This is like a parallel. It'll show you the verse in all sorts of different versions, and then so on and so forth. You got cross references, commentaries, dictionaries, miscellaneous, all sorts of stuff. Like it's just the whole smorgasbord of excellence, my dude and dudettes. So let's open up. Oh, so I like to look at the Hebrew. I like to figure out how it's pronounced. So let's see. This is, whenever you see these words, you will see two forms of it. The top is the inflected. It's the grammar. What's that called? The tense. I guess it's like the tense, what you would call. And the bottom one is the root. So if you go over here, the parsing. Let's see here. It'll show you like what tense it is. So it is a verb. It's in the call form. I believe that's the very basic form of it. Imperative. It's an imperative second person masculine singular. Okay, so second person, that's kind of like the word you. So like you're telling somebody, an imperative, you're telling somebody to do something, and it's a masculine. So basically, the audience of the scripture is to a single person, a man. But you know, in the Hebrew, like every word has, or most words have a masculine or feminine, or are masculine or feminine. So it's just speaking in general. So anyway, it is a command. Now let us to see. Oh, and also if you click, let me turn my volume up a little bit. If you click on this, it'll pronounce the root for you. So it should be
Strong's
chanech.
H 2596. Chanech.
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 Okay. Now I'm gonna click on Strong's. I open a new tab. That's just what I do. So, yep. So you got the chet, nun, and the final form of the chaf, chanach. Let us look here. It's now this is the outline of biblical usage. That's where you'll see like definitions. Call. It said it was a call form, so to train up, or to dedicate. Yes, you will. If you look down, the last section is the concordance. So that'll show you all throughout the Bible, like where that root Hebrew word is used. So it's used twice in Deuteronomy 20 and 5 as dedicated. Israel dedicated, okay, and then train up. So it's only in the Bible 4 times. I love this, the Exegesis. I don't know if that's pronounced. The Hebrew Chaldee lexicon. Let's see here. That'll all give you some other stuff too. So this is chanech, to make narrow, to be narrow. Okay, you gotta. I keep these things in mind and kind of really take it to see what I can use it elsewhere. So, ooh, look at the second one, to put something into the mouth. Let's keep that in mind, to put something in the mouth, because there is a word later on in the verse that's going to be referencing. I notice in this, it actually calls out the verse that we're looking at, train up the child according to his way, and we're going to look at that too. So, train up a child. Now, I've gone through this verse already, so I'm just kind of rushed through it, so I won't take up any of more of your precious time. So, na'ar, that's a child. So let's see, you got chanach, lana'ar, so train up a child. Pay, okay. A P, I think it's. So he should go. There, if I remember correctly, there's actually no Hebrew word for the word should, but we're going to look up what is translated as he should go. Look, mouth. What did I just say? Mouth. So a mouth could be like the actual human mouth, or of an animal, I guess, or it could also mean like what you see right here, the opening or orifice, like of a well or a river. You know, kind of how like the Nile, when it empties into the Mediterranean Sea, it spreads out into a delta. It's like the mouth of. Is that really a mouth? I don't know. I think you get my drift. Now, here's another word. Derech. Derech. Now, if you look at this form here, the form that is used on top, which is also up here. Let's see. This is. Okay, so if you notice the difference between the top and the bottom here, the top one, it has a suffix all the way on the left, which is the end of the word. Now, this suffix means it's the third person, masculine, singular. So that means it would be like him, he, his. That's kind of drift. So what this word actually means, it like grammatically is not in the way, it actually means in his way. So train a child in his way, in his own way. Or where was that? Oh, the train. What was that? To put something in the mouth. Like, if you think of it this way, and he should go down here, that was translated as mouth. Think of like a bit in a horse's mouth, like to take a rein and like control a horse. So I think essentially what this verse is talking about is guide children, kind of like as you would a horse, like guide them in like their movements. But it says, wait, okay, in his way. So basically I think it's saying like if you guide a child in his own way, or in other words, you let him get away with whatever, let him, like, don't discipline him, and then, well, the rest of this is pretty straightforward. When he's old, he won't depart from it. So if you let a child grow up undisciplined, he's going to stay undisciplined, and he's going to be like this whiny baby of an adult. So you see how when you like parse verses like that, they kind of change their meaning as far as like what. Now I've always been taught and understood this verse to say like to promote like training your children to believe like the Christian ways, and then when they grow up and move out of the house, they won't depart from it. But I don't know about y'all, but I've seen tons of teenagers like turn 18 or whatever, and then they move out and they never go back to church again. And like I couldn't reconcile that in my mind. Like, how does that mean that though? Because like, or sometimes it's reconciled by saying, well, it's still in their heart and they can come back to it. Um, then why did the Bible just say that then? But I don't know. I love looking at the original languages because you can get a whole different perspective. Now, I would love to walk through like other verses, but I want to be on a time crunch here. I will show you another site. So studylight.org, that is an amazing site. Let's see. Verse by verse commentary. I love this. So let's just quickly go to this. So Proverbs 22. Come on. And what was that? 6? Come on. You scroll down, you got commentaries from all sorts of folks. So you got Adam Clark, Bridgeway, Kaufman, Albert Barnes. It'll go all the way down to Matthew Henry. I like to read it through all that stuff, just gloss over it. I don't want to spend too much time into it. But I think it's always good to look at other people's theories and beliefs so you can determine like what you believe. Like you be the judge, because the Bible says, it's Philippians 2:12. Work out your own salvation with fear and trembling. So your walk with God is your responsibility, is what I'm saying. Okay, another site. I think this is preceptaustin.org. I love this site. It's got verse by verse commentaries. What I love, let's see. Let's do derech. Let's see. No, I like. What's another Hebrew word? I can't think of one right now. Let's just do Hebrew word studies. There we go, Hebrew word studies. I love looking through all this, and you have like this whole section. Let's go to help. Yeshua. Translated salvation. It kind of adds like more commentary. He adds his own and kind of walks through what some of these words mean, and it's a very good source, very detailed, lots of stuff to look through. I think one more source I want to look through. Now, I don't go through every single one of these sites every single time for like every single verse. It kind of depends. Usually if it's something that's like particularly confusing, or if something comes to my attention and I just want to look more into it. Now, I love this too. Wow, I love everything, don't I? Let's type in Proverbs 22 so we can look at this. Okay, so let's go to verse 6 again. Yeah, it walks through a bunch of stuff as well. So like, here we go. Like what we just saw, let's train up a child. A more literal rendering of the Hebrew at once answers this question. Such a translation would be, train up a child according to his way, and It's yeah. I'm just showing you what I use. I gotta get going now because I'm going to be late to where I need to get to, but I just wanted to walk you guys through that, and I hope to see you guys on another episode of this. I will try to do these more often. Maybe I'll do some more teaching, or maybe something musical. Just walking through like some steps, like maybe building chords, I don't know, just stuff to look forward to. Just just let me know what y'all want to see. I'll try to walk through stuff. Why am I moving my face? Okay, you guys have a great night. Thanks for joining.